The question everyone asks me at the big procurement and supply chain events is what's happening in the hiring market. And in this short video, I'm going to explain to you what we anticipate will be happening in the second half of this year, because we're already seeing some positive signs. And my prediction is that the final quarter of this year will be the strongest hiring market we've seen for 12 to 18 months in the world of digital procurement and supply chain. So I'm going to explain to you why that is and what the implications are. So I think really we're getting a lot of positive noise from all three sections of the digital procurement ecosystem. So software vendors are feeling a bit more bullish about their prospects, a little bit more investment, that market's being freed up. So that gradually there are more companies willing to expand their headcount. It's slow at the moment, but it's coming, and we're as busy as we've been for quite some time in that area. That has not going to affect with the consultancies who, of course, live off the transformations and change programs that come from that investment in the software. So I think they're feeling quite bullish. A lot of them have had projects delayed that are now coming online, and that wider market is picking up. And then there's a long overdue greater investment in specialist roles in areas like procurement excellence, digital scouts, and other digital procurement specialist type roles. So that whole ecosystem is gradually building positivity, which creates more confidence, and it will create a momentum. And why is that? Well, procurement departments have been focused on so many things around cost down and other challenges, but gradually inflation is coming down. That's got implications for interest rates. We've had a number of big elections that are out the way now. Of course, we've still got the American one to come, but next year, a lot of that will be in the rearview mirror. And so that a lot of people fear next year's market is going to be much stronger than we've seen in the last 12 months, which is why some people are already planning for that with their hiring and other go-to-market plans. And so, what does that mean for the job seeker and for the hiring company? Well, in recruitment, we talk about candidate-driven markets and client-driven markets, i.e. job seeker-driven markets and hiring company-driven markets. And for the last 12 to 18 months, market trends have been driven by hiring activity from the companies, because so few companies have been actually increasing headcount. So it's a relatively flat market, and so it's been difficult to find new roles for a lot of people. And so you've had that client-driven market that we talk about. But we're heading into what we would call a recovery market, and recruiters love a recovery market because our skills become so much more important. And why is that? Well, as more organisations cautiously increase headcount, we'll get growth in headcount in the sector. That creates a replacement headcount market because roles get vacated as people move, so then companies got to backfill those roles. So you get the additional headcount market, you get the replacement headcount market. And eventually you get to a point where you've got more roles than people in the job market, at which point you move to a candidate-driven market. And we had a particularly extreme case of that in the immediate post-COVID era, where there was so much investment in the sector, so much growth in headcount, and it got silly at times, really. Salary growth was off the scale, and the market went crazy. Hopefully we won't get back to those excesses again, but we're definitely heading towards a more candidate-driven market. So that recovery market that recruiters love is where we're going. Why do we love it? Well, it puts so much more emphasis on the skills and knowledge that we bring in terms of our knowledge of where to source from, our relationships we built in our networks, advising companies how to navigate their way through it, giving people advice on the best job move opportunities for themselves. So it puts so much more emphasis on what we do. And so my advice for job seekers is, if you're thinking about moving, maybe just off the CV after your summer holidays and start looking at the market for the last 3 or 4 months of the year. And for companies that are actually hiring, I say start planning your hiring for next year as soon as you dare. Now you might say, I would say that, I want your business. And yes, that's true. But that doesn't make it bad advice. So the thing is, the longer you leave it, the more we'll move towards that candidate-driven situation, which increases competition, it drives up salaries, so it makes it harder and more expensive to hire the people you need to fulfill your growth ambitions in a recovery market. And so that would be the advice I give to people, to really plan effectively and carefully and start thinking about it as soon as you can, because that's where we're going. Now, I might be proved wrong, but I'm pretty confident that's where we're going. I've worked in this will be my 5th recovery market I've worked in my career, and all the signs are there. And honestly, we're really looking forward to it. Okay, appreciate you watching, and I look forward to hearing from you. You can get me on everydaily.com, or of course, you can find me on LinkedIn. Okay, thanks.